What's going on, everyone? I am just a typical, average American here today to react to this video called Why Dictators Hate the Nordic Countries. So, as an American, this sounded very interesting to me because, most of us here in the United States despise dictators and despise authoritarianism and stuff like that. You know, despite what we may look like right now, especially, I'll admit. But it sounds like, based on this here, this video and this title, it seems like the Nordic countries also fight against this kind of evil, dictators and things like that. And so today, I really just want to take a look at this video and learn about why dictators have such a big problem with specifically the Nordic countries. So let's take a look.
Few regions on Earth provoke as much fear and resentment from authoritarian leaders and regimes as the Nordic countries. In this video, we will explore the reasons behind this hostility and why these relatively small nations are considered a significant threat by dictators and strongmen around the world.
Oh my God. Okay. It's funny because here in the United States, I don't know how to say this. I don't mean to be insulting or anything, but here, a lot of Americans just don't know much about Nordic countries. Like, we don't talk about it, we don't think about it or hear about it much. We're talking about Norway and Sweden and Finland and Denmark and Iceland and the Nordics. But, just based on this, if dictators really don't like Nordic nations, that says a lot of good things about you guys. That's good. That is a good attribute. So let's see. I'm still curious what exactly that means or why.
The Nordic countries, Sweden, Norway, Iceland, Finland, Denmark, and the Faroe Islands, are situated in the far north of Europe. Despite their relatively small size and population, these nations have a unique ability to annoy authoritarian regimes, and this is due to several factors.
Okay.
The Nordics are characterized by high levels of freedom, happiness, and economic prosperity. They are...
Okay. So first of all, based on these, I guess they can measure this kind of stuff. I know that there's Finland is the happiest country in the world, right? Or a lot of Scandinavian or Nordic countries rank really high in happiness. And I guess, also freedom, which is here in the US, that's that's supposed to be our thing. We're yes, freedom. And it's it actually seems like other countries rank higher than we do for that, like the Nordics. So anyway, it sounds like Nordic countries basically stand for the exact opposite of dictatorships and authoritarianism. You guys believe in the opposite. You believe in freedom, happiness, prosperity, which is fantastic. As an American, I can absolutely relate to that, and I love that.
They are known for their liberal values and their unwavering commitment to democracy, qualities that terrify leaders like Vladimir Putin, Xi Jinping, and other authoritarian figures globally. If you end up enjoying this video, I'd be really thankful if you could hit that like button. To understand why dictators despise the Nordics, we must examine the political and social framework that underpins these societies.
Okay.
The Nordic model is a blend of a robust welfare state with a market economy and strong labor laws.
Okay.
It's often described as a harmonious balance between capitalism and socialism. This model...
Yeah, here in the US, a lot of Americans would be like, "Oh, we invented democracy. We have figured it all out." And it's like, actually, it seems like there's stuff that we would call socialist, public benefits, and some of the stuff they're talking welfare, um, actual like labor benefits, job benefits that we don't have here. That it sounds like Nordic countries actually do better. Um, so I think what I'm trying to say is a lot of Americans would want dictators to fear us, the United States. Whereas it actually seems like maybe the Nordic countries are the best example of like standing for the opposite, for real freedom and for all. And there's definitely an argument here for that. It's something we don't like to really talk about here, but I'm open to it.
Has led to these countries consistently ranking among the highest in global indexes measuring democracy, happiness, and education. For instance, all Nordic nations rank within the top 7 on the World Happiness Index, with 4 of them occupying the top spots. This index evaluates factors like GDP, social support, freedom to make life choices, generosity, and life expectancy. Remarkably, a Nordic country has topped this index for the past decade.
Wow.
One of the reasons for the Nordic success is their comprehensive educational systems.
Yeah, just hearing a lot of these things, like how well the Nordic countries do a lot of this education. Um, I don't think you guys get enough credit here in the United States. Like I feel like we could learn from a lot of this.
In Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Iceland, and Finland, higher public education is free of charge. This ensures that individuals from all socioeconomic backgrounds.
Free? Did he say higher education? Like university is free? Is that what he said? Free?
Have the opportunity to pursue higher education without incurring massive student debt, a stark contrast to countries like the United States.
Seriously, this wait a minute. This is supposed to be why dictators don't like Nordic countries. Not why are we pulling the US into this? Like I mean, you could definitely, if you want to bring Donald Trump into this, I'm sure a lot of people could have a lot to say about that and dictators and I know, but that's a whole huge can of worms, but let's keep going.
Social mobility in the Nordics is the highest in the world. This metric measures the ease with which individuals can achieve success regardless of their background, ethnicity, or social status.
That's a cool metric. Like how much you can achieve and like change your life and succeed in a country, like without any connections or just based on your own merit and your own accomplishments. That's a very interesting like data point. That's cool.
In these countries, anyone with the merit can attain their desired position in life. Notable examples include Masud Gharahkhani, the president of Norway's parliament, who came to Norway as a 5-year-old refugee from Iran, and
Wow.
Mathias Tesfaye, Denmark's minister for children and education, the son of an Ethiopian refugee.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, you got to think that dictatorships wouldn't even dream of something like this. Like in Russia, obviously there's no like everybody in the Russian government is definitely Russian born, probably for like 5 generations.
These stories exemplify how the Nordic system enables people to prosper, irrespective of their origins. When it comes to measuring freedom, all 5 Nordic countries rank among the top 10 globally. The core principle of the Nordic model is that everyone has equal rights, which is instilled in the population from a young age through a cultural phenomenon known as the janteloven.
Equal rights, that's something we're supposed to really believe here in the United States as well. Equal rights for all. I like that.
This concept teaches that no one should consider themselves better, wiser, or stronger than others, promoting humility and a flat management structure where
we definitely don't do that. we we definitely do not do all that. Here in the United States, we're kind of taught that you want to be better than everyone else. That's what we're taught, really. Like it's a competition. You're trying to be the best. And people have egos and I mean, it can be okay to a point, but maybe we take it too far. We definitely don't do this Jantaloven thing.
Everyone feels comfortable expressing their opinions. People from other nations often consider people from the Nordics rude and direct, but this is as simple as people from these countries respecting a person rather than their title. Respect is earned, not given. So why does all of this make the Nordic countries a thorn in the side of authoritarian regimes?
Yeah.
Imagine dedicating your life to amassing power and wealth in an authoritarian state like Russia, China, or Iran, only to have your population exposed to information about countries that consistently top global indicators of success and freedom.
Oh, so they're saying it's annoying for dictators or authoritarian governments. It's annoying for them that the Nordic countries exist because you guys are an example of how life can be and how good things can be and fair. So your example, Nordic example, can like cause a lot of dissent within these dictatorships and stuff, which is I could see where dictators wouldn't like that, but thank God for you guys because we definitely need that.
This poses a significant threat to the narratives that dictators rely on to make.
Yeah, it's a threat to their narrative, but like in authoritarian states, like in China, isn't it like they don't even have YouTube, right? Like they make it very, very, very difficult to get ideas from like democratic or socialist ideas from other countries, like Nordic countries. They make it difficult, like in Russia, I'm sure, to even get a lot of these, to see these things, I would imagine.
Maintain control. Take Russia's Vladimir Putin, for example. He frequently threatens Finland, Sweden, and Norway with nuclear weapons in an attempt to display strength. However, social scientists suggest that these actions are his only way to win domestically against these nations, as Russia is the polar opposite of the flourishing Nordic countries. Over the past 2 years, more than 100 Russian state agents have been arrested across the Nordics, with one recently exchanged for Western citizens after falsely claiming to be a scientist working in Tromsø, Norway.
Oh, these are like Russian spies? Like Russians undercover, like in the Nordics, like hiding? Like pretending to be, oh my God.
Xi Jinping of China also views the Nordics as a public relations nightmare for his totalitarian regime. China has attempted to influence elections in the Nordic countries through data breaches and the sale of Chinese technology. However, several Nordic nations have responded by rejecting companies like Huawei for infrastructure projects, knowing that Chinese companies are required to share information with the Chinese government if requested.
That's something we do in the US, especially China, because China admittedly comes out with a lot of good technology that we want to use, but we don't, unless it's TikTok. We try not to because of the fear of like spying or data capture.
Additionally, Sweden hosts a significant portion of the Tibetan opposition, while Norway uses its Nobel Peace Prize to support democratic forces in China, with one recent winner being a Chinese opposition figure. Iran.
Oh, wow. So Nordic countries literally go out of their way to support people in these authoritarian governments or people who are living there but against it.
Shares a similar story. The Nordic countries provided refuge to much of Iran's opposition following the 1979 Islamic Revolution.
Wow.
The current president of the Norwegian parliament, Masud Gharahkhani, is the son of Iranian-born parents who fled Iran due to their political beliefs.
Wow.
Norway, in particular, does not shy away from confronting Iran, as evidenced by its decision to award the Nobel Peace Prize to Iranian pro-democracy and women's rights advocate Narges Mohammadi last year.
Wow, I didn't know about a lot of this. That's amazing. So you guys don't just like preach. You demonstrate it through your own policies and government, and you also through your actions, like literally helping refugees from these countries. And like, this is amazing.
This move prompted harsh criticism from Iran, but ultimately, there is little the Iranian regime can do in response. In Sweden, authorities have found evidence linking Iran to some of the gang violence that has plagued the country, with Iranian opposition politicians in exile often being targeted. And in
Ah,
general, Sweden is the country in the Nordic that have the iciest relations to Iran's priesthood. The
okay.
disdain for the Nordic countries extends beyond the more well-known authoritarian figures like Putin, Xi, and the Iranian leadership. Other authoritarian leaders have also expressed their displeasure with the Nordic nations due to their progressive values and international influence.
Why are we showing Biden? Why are we showing the United States? Are they trying to say something here? I can't, are they trying to say something about us? They're talking about authoritarian dictator, like bad countries, bad governments. And then they show a US president. What's a Oh boy.
The influence of the Nordic countries extends beyond their borders, further exacerbating the frustrations of authoritarian regimes. The
Okay.
Nordics have been active in various international organizations where they consistently advocate for human rights, environmental protection, and
Yeah.
democratic governance.
Yeah,
Their
yeah.
strong presence in the United Nations, for instance, has allowed them to push forward resolutions that often challenge the actions of authoritarian states.
Good.
Moreover, the Nordic countries are among the most generous donors of foreign aid.
Wow. This is amazing. Cause like I said, I'd say most Americans really have a similar philosophy. Like we do not agree with dictators or kings or authoritarianism or oppressive governments, and but especially lately, the United States has not done a good job of saying that. We're not vocal. We don't do anything to emphasize or help with this. Even though we do believe it. Um, I don't. I couldn't tell you if Donald Trump believes that. I think Donald Trump probably would like to be the king or dictator of the United States. I do actually think that. But the American people, like, we disagree with that. Um, but yeah, I guess especially hearing what a lot of these Nordic countries, like you guys are openly advocating for this stuff. And they're saying you donate to these causes. I don't think the United States does nearly enough after hearing all this to show that we support this.
Often tying their financial support to the promotion of democratic values and human rights. This has led to accusations from authoritarian leaders that the Nordics are using their wealth to impose Western values on other nations.
I mean, if Western values are anti-dictator, like, then that good. The those views should be shared.
In regions like Africa and Asia, where China and Russia are also vying for influence, the presence of Nordic-funded NGOs and development projects
Oh,
presents a stark contrast to the more transactional approaches of authoritarian powers. The
wow.
Nordic countries, with their commitment to freedom, equality, and democracy, stand as a powerful counterpoint to the authoritarian regimes of the world. Their
Yes.
success serves as a constant reminder to dictators of what is possible in a truly free society, making
Yes.
them a perpetual irritant to those who seek to control and oppress. As long as the Nordic nations continue to thrive, they will remain a beacon of hope for those who yearn for freedom and a
Yes.
significant challenge to authoritarian leaders everywhere. Their
Wow.
influence on the global stage only deepens the disdain felt by dictators, as the Nordics continue to champion the very principles that authoritarian regimes fear most. If you liked this video,
Wow. This was awesome. My respect for Nordic countries has just gone up. I think any American, like who's reasonable, would love this as well. You guys deserve more credit. This is basically like what the United States wishes we were. You guys seem to be a better example of freedom, democracy, um, and a good example, but also you guys advocate for it and actually do things to fight for these beliefs and spread it throughout the world. And yeah, in the United States, where we're not doing that at all, and certainly now with our president being Donald Trump, yeah, this is definitely a low point for us. So I think we could learn a lot from the Nordic countries. And yeah, putting that aside, even this was just super cool to see. Like if dictators hate the Nordics, then I really like you. That means you're doing something right. So this is really cool. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on why dictators hate the Nordics and all these amazing things that you guys are doing that I didn't know about. That'd be cool to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.